With me in studio, Professor Yossi Yona, who's a former Knesset member with the Labour Party. Good to be with you in studio. I pressed Tibi several times. He's an experienced politician. He would not clearly say, no, I will never recommend Gantz again. That door is shut. He said, we're writing it down, we're listening, we're very disappointed. But he didn't shut the door. Do you still think there is a chance that once again, like in the last election, most of the joint list, including Tibi, would recommend Gantz, and could there be a minority government?
Well, what is the alternative they are facing? They don't have much alternative. So probably
the fourth election, it could help the joint list.
Yeah, but that would not make a difference whether they would support or would not support. What we are facing up, I guess, that the next election it would end up with a unity government, and of course the Arab list has a tremendous and crucial role in upcoming coalition negotiations for the following reason. There is the deal of the century. Actually, it seems that it's backfiring against Netanyahu in the following way. And specifically, this part of it which speaks about transferring Israeli Arab villages and their population under the authority of the Palestinians. That provoked the Israeli Arab citizens, and it might actually increase their percentage in the ballots. So that which means that eliminating altogether the possibility for Netanyahu forming a right-wing coalition government.
But that is something Lieberman, as you know, wants to see. He has advocated for many years land swaps. He wants to get rid of Al-Fahim in the triangle. Give them to the Palestinian Authority. Is this what's in the plan? Could it actually help create a right-wing government? Because maybe now Lieberman would be more willing to work with Netanyahu because of the plan.
It is a question, but you know, many times in politics, as you well know, Jeff, there is some kind of what motivates people, what leads them to work that way or another way is animosity. And there is a big gap full with animosity between these two leaders. I would be very much surprised. I don't think, that, as you clearly put it, there isn't any much of political differences, ideological differences between Netanyahu and Lieberman vis-a-vis the Israeli-Arab conflict. So at the end of the day, what separates these two men? I think that they have gained or they have cultivated such a big animosity that I do not see, though you would not rule it out, Lieberman entering a coalition government, right-wing coalition government with Netanyahu.
But we're 3 weeks, exactly 3 weeks out from this third election. Our poll is very clear, alongside every poll. It's a deadlock. It's a very
perennial deadlock. So you're right.
But there are chances. You mentioned a unity government. How could that work? And could a minority government? How do you break the deadlock? What do you think happens?
So the first thing that we have to put on the table is that the very fact that the right wing would not be able to gain 61 seats in the parliament, this is which means preventing Netanyahu from forming a coalition government.
But he stays prime minister once he can, and he may be able to annex even if there isn't a government in place.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Let's see what are the scenarios that we are facing. So this is the first thing, is that the very fact that he would not be able, and it seems that he was not going to be able. Of course, he was hoping that the deal of the century would be a game changer, but actually it didn't. Why? Because it seems that the Israeli citizenry, actually all of them are very, very much firm in the patterns of vote. They are not going to change it because this or that ploy. And actually it was at the end of the day a ploy. Right? No, because we saw at the very beginning, we thought that the American administration is actually giving permission to Netanyahu to annex immediately parts of the West Bank, and then they made it very clear, no, we're not talking about that.
What do you think then, Yossi, is the more likely than not?
I do believe, nonetheless, I do believe that at the end of the day we're going to have a unity government, and without Netanyahu. I think that the patience even of staunch, hardcore Likud members, high officials in the Likud party, ministers, members of parliament would know that they actually know already now, because if it were up to them, they would do it immediately.
So then could they, if you mentioned, you think that to avoid a fourth election, there will be a unity government without Netanyahu, does that leave an opening for Yamina or to come on board as well? We have the interim defense minister and then Ayelet Shaked. Would they be welcome into this?
Yes, but with much less surprise. Whether they would join the coalition government, it is the same. It goes the same for Labour and Meretz party.
But so you don't think Bennett stays defense minister?
No,
you don't think...
I don't. There isn't any. I don't see any possibility that he remains in this post, because if we're going to have a unity government, so the prestigious post or positions would dwindle very sharply. That they would not be able to grant them to satellite parties. That would mean it means that we have to divide them between the two big parties. So again, let me conclude in saying that I do believe that we're going to see a unity government, and I do believe that the Likud party in large is very much fed up with Netanyahu, and we're going to see a unity government without him.
All right, excellent analysis and explanation. Yossi Yona, former member of the Knesset member with the Labour Party. Sir, thank you so much for your analysis.